oh, by the way, we found a flat spot here. Oh, we found a sharp edge here. So if they have to go back, that guy did everything right. And then
Now, I'm sorry. Once you get the flat spot, what do you?
axle's done.
You gotta get rid of it, right?
Gotta get rid of it. You gotta get an axle doctor out there and get rid of it. Yep. Just a quick. You won't see it a lot, but you will. And I can guarantee you, every single time, they're not using a dial indicator or a torque wrench. That's why it's so important to use. I don't know if you guys have calipers, but you need to get a 6-inch caliper. You need to come up here and check this one out. Okay, you want to do 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Pull it off. It's a digital. 8 thousandths is the max it can be. Okay, if you're talking anything under that, guess what? We've got a problem, and that's from the bearings being too loose also.
Okay.
So most people don't do this. Just say we recommend miking this out, or you don't have to mic this because this is where all the pressure. This smaller bearing on the taper, even with the duals on there, pretty heavy. That's why most people that you see now are going back to TP axles. Yeah. Because it's the same bearing on the inner and outer.
Yes. That trend.
It's more money, but it. Any questions? I missed something that you guys do. You know, and then what I'll do is I'll get a little bit of oil. I'll put a little oil on here, and I'll cover it up with a rag. And they go, well, why do you cover it up? And I said, well, here in Arizona, all the doors are open. What's flying around? Dirt, contamination. Maybe that guy's pull out your outer bearing. Okay, we need to inspect your outer bearing. Okay, so what we recommend is take it to the parts washer, wash it out really good. Okay, now, do we just leave that as we go? No, because the parts washer has what in it? Contamination, because it's recycled over. Yeah. And by the way, do not, if a guy has a parts washer that's eco-friendly with water, they will seize those bearings up. You cannot use water on the
Thankfully,
bearings.
we don't have any of those eco.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I had a customer who goes, your bearings suck. I go, why? And I go, you using water? And he goes, yeah, it's eco-friendly. I go, sorry. So once you clean it out, you get your brake clean. This way, get your rag and wipe it down real good before you inspect it. Clean it real good, okay? So the next thing you want to do is you want to check for any kind of pitting. There might be a pit here, might be a pit there, but the rest of the bearing looks good. So why would there be a pit there?
Previous contamination.
Yeah. So 9 times out of 10 is what? So you're going to get bearing runoff no matter what bearing you put into your system. You're going to get bearing runoff. So that's probably, you got a big chunk of bearings. They're not. So a lot of times when they're doing the maintenance, we recommend maintenance once a year. Drop the oil. Put your dial indicator. If it's all within respect, this one has to go too. It could be looking brand new, but they go back as a set. Always as a set.
Okay.
So pitting, any coloration. I don't care if it's brown, purple, blue, green. Both sides. I mean, it got hot. You check for flaking under here. It's called spalling. Okay, yeah. And we're coming out with a analysis wall chart.
Okay, good.
I've been after it for 2.5 years. Don't let them see that video.
Don't worry.
2.5 years I've been waiting for that video, for that wall chart to come out. So anyway, then you want to check your rollers in here. Make sure there's no pitting. Turn it around. Make sure the cage is not damaged. You can even flex the bearing all the way around. And if you see one of those rollers come up, see it.
Trash.
You just don't take a chance because this is what the wheel's riding on.
Yeah,
and all the oil is doing here is keeping that cool.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a hubcap here, and that's why there's a seal here, and it goes back and forth. It's like a washboard, just like on the axle.
What I've told people is that the whole system works for the benefit of the bearing. That's basically it.
The bearings get hot, it's going to create friction, and guess what's going to go? It's going to go to your seal and blow it out. So that's what I'm saying. Installation. It's not just installing that seal, because guys go, well, I know how to install seals. I've been doing it for 50 years. I go, I'm talking about the whole system. Oh,
Okay.
Inspect your bearings, make sure they're in good shape. Okay. Pro torque nut, this keeper comes out, it needs to be replaced every single time. Ours is going to be the same way. Okay. Check for shininess. If there's a groove or shiny in here, it's been too tight. See ya. Any damage to the threads. Okay. Inspect out here. We're going to have these raised marks also. Okay. Double nuts. We recommend replacing these every time they come off. And the reason why is they stretch. This gets torqued to 200 foot-pounds. This gets torqued to 300 foot-pounds. Eventually, they're going to see threads here damaged. Now, this is a question I asked. So how many of you guys seen chisel marks on your double nuts? That's a DOT violation.
Really?
Oh, hell yeah. In the United States.
Oh my God, it's so common.
You know why? And they'll put them back on. So you won't see that with this. So when our nut comes out, you guys will thrive on it. Just like I wanted it last year. And they're going, oh, man. I go, seriously, I want it now. We'll sell a ton of them, okay? So I train on that just because it's a great nut. It's the best thing since sliced bread. The guys love it. So we recommend replacing all these if you're going to go back to the double nut system, okay? Inspect them, make sure they look good. So, axle lock. Can't stand this nut. And let me tell you a reason why.
Because of the socket?
Yeah, because these get damaged all the time because these guys go in there with an air impact.
Or they use a regular socket, they don't use the special one. The special ones are expensive.
Yeah, that's right. And so, is it a good nut? Absolutely. We don't sell it in the aftermarket. I think you guys do in Mexico. I think they do it overseas.
To be honest with you, not many people want it.
John says he sells. So, the torque spec for a steer is different. Is different. Drive is different. Drive is different. Trailer's different. Trailer's different. Same on this one all the way along. That's why I wanted it so bad. And they're taking their sweet ass time. You know Brian Ford? Have you met Brian? He's an engineer.